Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's market update. My man, Chad Lummus.
JK.
Got it right the first time, buddy.
Good job.
Yes, all right. It's going to be a good one here. Okay, let's talk real estate, buddy. We're going to go national and we're going to go local. We want to start local real quick?
Yeah, just real quick. We have a lot to talk about. So pending sales. Haven't seen you guys in a few weeks. So over that period of time, we've only dropped 10 pending sales, which is expected because we are going into the slow season here. Yeah. The 115 to 215 range dropped 6. The 215 to 315 increased by 6. And the 315 to 5 dropped 15.
Oh, geez.
So that if you're in that price range and you're having trouble selling, you're not alone.
Wow.
Yeah. And the 500 plus increased by 8.
Okay, so quick question on that. We were dropping in some, but is it because we're not replacing that with more inventory, or is it because we are just slowing down because of the amount of buyers that are out there?
Amount of buyers has slowed down.
Yeah.
Not the number of listings have increased.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. And honestly, the reason I asked that is because that is very indicative of this time of the year.
Right.
Right. With everything going on. I mean, we have been having an amazing fall, by the way.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So, I mean, it has been phenomenal, other than we have had some wind, which we always have in Casper. But I know that our Buffalo market and our Sheridan market are experiencing the same thing. Sheridan market has actually been extremely consistent and very busy. Mm-hmm. You know, the Buffalo market, it doesn't take much for that market to flip from a seller's market to a buyer's market. And I mean, it is weekend to weekend. You know, I mean, 5 new listings doubles their inventory, kind of a thing, in the smaller towns like that. So the Casper market is always very traditional. You start to see that little slowdown here. You'll see it pick up once again just after Thanksgiving for just like about a week, and then they get into December vacation. Yeah. So that's good information, buddy. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have probably all seen the headlines, and if you haven't, I don't know what rock you're living under, but Trump is coming out with a suggested, and it's actually more than suggested, dude. Like he's pushing it through, dude. This is going to get through. We had traditional in the residential side of real estate is the 30-year mortgage, right? You got 15 years, you got 10 years as well too. But the traditional 30-year mortgage, which is very unique to the United States, by the way. Right. This isn't a global thing that you can go to England and find this or Australia and find this. Right. But America has done an amazing job with a 30-year fixed mortgage rate. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That thing is about to almost double. Yeah. 50-year mortgage rate. Now, is that not going to be amazing for new homeowners, right? Especially with the pricing of homes right now, with interest rates right now. Holy cow. Now, Chad, you're going to talk about some specifics on this.
I'm going to talk about some pros and cons on it.
Yes, because there are pros, but there are some cons for sure. Yeah. So I'd love for you to dive deep into this, buddy.
All right. So on a $400,000 loan at 6.25% interest, a 30-year your P&I payment, which is principal and interest, thank you, on a 30 year it's going to be $2,300 payment. On a 50, it's going to be $2,000. So it's only a difference of $300, adding 20 years to that loan. Total interest paid though on a 30 year is $438,000. That sucks still.
That's hard to swallow. You don't want to look at your interest. Okay, that's on every mortgage, by the way.
And on a 50, $816,000 interest, a $400,000 loan. So it almost doubles. Yeah. Total overall cost. So on a 30 years, is $838,000, and on a 50 year is $1,216,000. So another con too is because you're paying more towards your interest. Yeah. So you have a slower equity build. Yep. It doesn't build up as fast. Right. But it does help those who are kind of struggling to get into the housing market. I do get that. But if my math is correct, the 50 year would do exactly what a 1% drop in interest would do. Oh, there you go. Let's just drop the interest Let's just drop the interest rate.
We've been saying that forever.
It seems like forever.
Right. Well, here in all reality too, and so I do like the fact that we kind of took that approach of the cons to this, because that was my concern too, is like, well, now that you were extending it out to 50 years, you're right. We're going to pay a lot more interest. We're not going to pay the principal down nearly as fast. And so I think the consequences potentially after this is that you could be in a home for 5 years and you really, unless the market has continuously gone up, you don't have a lot of margin when you go to sell, right? Depending on, you know, obviously how much money you put down. And if you go like a traditional loan, like a WCDA, or if you go into where you're going 95% loan to value, you know, you're going to have very minimal amount of equity. So when you do sell, it could be a little bit more of a challenge for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Now this is really an opportunity for new homeowners, right? Like, what is the best scenario for you? Is a 50-year note a best scenario for you? Or maybe can you do the 30-year note? And I think it's also going to show people too, like, hey, because the 30 years is a lot different than a 15-year note as well too.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so we could say the exact same thing when you're comparing a 15-year note to a 30-year note. So I just love the fact that we're being a little bit more creative. We're thinking outside the box, which the banks don't do that very well at all. Right? And this is, once again, another great opportunity of trying to be proactive on some things that you just cannot control.
And there's nothing to say you cannot refinance. If you're on a 50, you cannot refinance and go to a much stricter loan terms.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing too, because as life changes, right? Yeah. As you continue to grow and get and grow older, your income typically rises as well too. So that mortgage at $2,000, it might be a lot more affordable at $2,600, right? Or if interest rates drop and you can refinance into a 30,
exactly, yeah.
That's really where you're going to see, I think, such an incentive on this.
And we'll see that. I truly believe we're going to see that. So if you don't have to do a 50, don't do it.
Yes.
Just, you know.
But if it gets you in the house, I don't know. But I'm okay with that too.
If you, I'm all for it. For those, like I said, who do not have any other option, by all means do it, and then refinance down the road.
That's exactly right. So, all right, buddy. Anything else?
Okay. We talked about veterans. We talked about pending sales. Yeah.
You're getting that second home in New York, so that's a good thing.
I am not getting a second home in New York. Anywhere but New York.
I don't see you doing that either. I don't see that happening at all. So, all right.
All right, we're good, I guess.
We are good. Okay, you guys have an awesome rest of the week. It's so good to be back in front of you, and we look forward to the next opportunity.